Chapter 177. The sales lady was panicking because she was worried that she would lose her job since she had offended Alex. However, Alex simply waved his hand before he said in a faint manner, "Don't worry, this is a small issue. I won't hold this against you." After that, Alex continued speaking, "By the way, could you please explain what Villa A07 is to all these short-sighted people here today?" The sales lady hurriedly explained, "The villas in Beacon Top are divided into 4 different categories, A, B, C, and D. The scarcest category is Category A, which has the largest area. The villas in Category A consists of 3 levels, including a basement. There is also a private elevator within each villa, with each villa measuring more than 1,000 square meters large. It also consists of a front and rear courtyard. The price of one of these villas is over $200 million. This is the most expensive villa in Beacon Top and perhaps even in the entire Oris Hill." Everyone's jaws dropped as soon as the sales lady finished her explanation. Alex owned a villa that was worth more than $200 million? How could a person dressed in such casual clothing actually own such a luxurious villa? Harold's expression was extremely ugly and his parents and sister were already dying of jealousy at this point. Olivia suddenly asked, "Alex, how did you manage to buy this villa?" Alex smiled faintly before he replied, "Someone gave it to me." "Why would anyone give you this villa?" Olivia asked in a furious manner. Her heart was sinking at this time because she knew that she would never be able to live in such a luxurious villa in her entire lifetime. But how could someone like Alex possibly live here? Alex was too lazy to even respond to her question. However, at this time, he simply stared at Harold as he asked, "Harold, didn't you say that you would jump off the highest floor of the building if I own one of the houses here? When will you be jumping?" Harold's face turned pale immediately as he clenched his fists tightly together. "Alex, you rat. Don't try to be smug with me. I still don't believe that you can afford to own this villa, nor do I believe that someone would actually give you this villa. It is completely impossible. Tell me the truth. How did you get this villa?" Alex shook his head and smiled before he exclaimed, "It seems as though some people really cannot afford to lose in a confrontation." After that, Alex looked at Harold again before he said, "Harold, with your abilities, the most expensive thing you'd ever be able to afford is one of the ordinary high-rise units around the vicinity of the villas. It seems as though you'll be one of those to take the bullet and stand guard for me. Anyway, the most important thing you need to know today is that you'll never be able to afford to live in this villa in this lifetime. You." Harold's face turned very dark at this time. This was the first time he had ever been insulted by Alex. However, what was even more hateful was the fact that he could not retaliate at all. How could he retaliate? Even if they used all the money they had, the most expensive house they could afford to buy was the 250 square meter house. If they chose to purchase that house, his family would be under a great deal of stress. That was the reason why they were still hesitating to make the purchase. However, Alex actually owned the biggest and most luxurious villa here. The gap between them both was just too big. Moreover, Harold could not tolerate Alex's calm and arrogant attitude at this time. He was really provoking him. Harold gritted his teeth before he said, "Alex, don't you have any respect for the Richard family at all? You own such an expensive and big villa, but you didn't say anything to the Richard family." Alex smiled before he said, "I thought you've always said that I am not a member of the Richard family. Why should I tell you anything, then?" After that, Alex turned around before he said to Emma, "My dear wife, why don't we check out our new villa now?" Emma could not stop herself from blurting out, Alex, what's going on?" Alex smiled and said, "I'll explain everything to you later." As soon as he finished his sentence, Alex suddenly heard a familiar voice. "Oh, eldest brother and sister-in-law, are you guys buying a house in Beacon Top? That is amazing."